Guess the best way to say this is my rendition of the McCall's printed pattern from 1950. It's pattern number 1541. A circle skirt with a beautiful opened rose, but my rose did not come with instructions, so it went a little bit on a creative side, shall we say? What attracted me most was the hat and the flower and the skirt. I loved making this pattern. I made it with curtains. The panels, 2 panels were not big enough to make the full cut. You're supposed to put it on the fold and then cut a semicircle to get a full circle. I had to make a seam in the center to put the 2 pieces together. I made the hat and the skirt. It all started with this beautiful pattern, McCall's printed pattern 1541 from 1950. The hat had my attention. And then the skirt was just so beautiful. I've had this pattern for a little while. I decided it was time to give it a try. I thought I had all the pieces and instructions. Turns out there's one more sheet. This gave me how to cut out the pieces and the instructions on how to make the hat and skirt, which is perfect. Except for the direction sheet had, I think, the pieces I had to shape for the cutouts and for how to assemble it. So hers looks like an open flower, which I lost track of as I was doing it, and I should have stayed focused, but I didn't. The fabric for this skirt and hat is felt, and I did not have enough felt, but I had me some curtain. That's right, a nice gold curtain. And that's the cutout in the background, and there's my second attempt at the hat. It turned out really good. I really like it. I did have problems with the zipper, so I'll give you that. But I didn't have, I did have instructions. I didn't follow the instructions. See, that's my bad thing, that I have to remember to go back to the instructions instead of thinking that I, who've not been sewing for too long, I know how to do this. No, you don't. The McCall's 1541 was one size. It's a 24-inch to 28-inch waist. And I knew it was a circle skirt, so I knew that somewhere down the line I'll be able to get to my size waist. So I kept going down until I got to the right waist size. And of course it looks much more amazing on a 24 waist because the fuller skirt comes out fuller than when you have to add double waist to get the skirt not look as fully rounded, you know what I mean? But it still turned out fine. Would I wear it? Absolutely. I do plan on wearing this one night when I'm having fun with my friends, maybe, you know, having a house party or something. I'll wear it because they'll all chit chat about it and it'll be fun for me. If anybody does have this pattern, I would love if you could email me the directions on how to properly do the flower. I had to wing the flower altogether, and the way that I got the flower pieces is they give you where to place them on the skirt, and I kind of drew them from there, but they're not the full pieces. And I'm not sure why. Why would it have a dotted line and then a solid line? If anyone can answer that question, that would be great too. But I think I pretty much figured it out. The first thing I wanted to make was the hat. I think in another life I must have enjoyed wearing hats because I think they need to come back. I mean, it's just such a beautiful part of the outfit. So my first attempt, I had pinks. I needed to just sew pieces together in order to make a full square of fabric. That's why you see so many more stitches on the first hat on the left, the pink one. And I did have instructions on how to make a hat. Like you make the fabric into a rounded shape to fit the head. It's fun for me. The one on the left, you could tell that I didn't do the binding very well. I got a little confused on what they were telling me to do. So on the second one, I was a bit more cleaner. You can see it's a thinner binding around the back, around the edges. And there's a wire. I only had pipe cleaner, so that's what I used. I didn't have Milner wire. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. And the skirt, I think if I made it a second time, it would turn out better. I realized this seam right here is not a seam that's supposed to be in the skirt, but like I said, I had to put 2 curtain pieces together to make enough fabric to fill up the full circle. And I ran out of, I had another piece of purple, dark purple fabric, but I couldn't find it when I was sewing, and then I figured I'm just gonna sew this on. It's fine, it matches the flower, don't really care. Then guess what I found? The other piece. So tell me what you think. Would you, if you had this pattern, would you make it? And would you be excited to wear it? I am gonna wear it, like I said, to a house party when we get back to hanging out, or a summer barbecue, just for the fun of it and to tell people about my vintage sewing pattern collection. I love looking at vintage patterns and making them. I love the idea that someone sat in a designing room, came up with this. I bet you they had a European influence where the women in the polkas and, you know, like that part of Europe where they wear the fuller skirts and the hats, and they do dances where they twirl, because the skirt does open up when you twirl. And they just love beautiful flowers. And whoever made this pattern, wouldn't it be wonderful to hear the designer's story and background as to why it was chosen as a pattern piece? I honestly think when you have the proper wiring inside, it would fit against your head better. So I'm trying to show you what the hat looks like all the way around. It's got a flat back. And I think this mannequin head is smaller than my head, so it doesn't fit proper. But that's the way it looks like in the picture. Felt. Corresponding bottom measurements, hat suitable for head size 21 to 22.5 inches. Skirt suitable for waist size 24 to 28 inches. Finished skirt length from natural waistline about 31.5 inches. Width of lower edge of skirt about 6¼ yards. Those are the pattern pieces I had. Back drawing of the skirt. If someone says, hey, we have a 1950s sock hop, I have a skirt and a hat to wear. I can't imagine that she would have worn a felt hat the entire time of the dance. She would have been sweating in it. But she would have had fun in her skirt. I used leftover fabric that I had. I had some felt. My hat turned out really good. My seaming turned out really good. I started to get a good hang of it. And the skirt zipper I did have issues with. I will give you that. Oh, what's holding up my hat? My tripod. I tried to find something that could go above the mannequin. I like the band and the purple around the bottom too. That's fun. It's a fun skirt and a fun hat. McCall's 1541 that I made, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I just want to let you know I'm still here, I'm still sewing, and I'm having a great time.